anterior mediastinal mass in adults. And of course, you might have guessed correctly, this is a form of thymoma, but it's not the typical AB, B1, B2, B3 thymoma. This is a thymoma of its own, and it has its own chapter in the WHO book. This is called micronodular thymoma with lymphoid stroma. Micronodular thymoma with lymphoid stroma. And you can see here at low magnification both the components. So the pale component is the actual epithelial component, and the germinal centers you see in the background is the lymphoid stroma. So this is what it looks like at low magnification. If you go to high magnification, you see the epithelial component, which is the neoplastic component of a thymoma, as always, more clearly. These cells are quite cytologically bland. They look very much like type A thymoma components, sometimes slightly spindly or oval, very cytologically bland, usually a very low mitotic activity or no mitoses. And again, you can see the lymphoid stroma in the background. As you would expect, these cells are positive for P40. You can see here P40 nuclear positivity. Stains just like a sort of a squamous epithelium would. This is classic for thymic epithelium to stain with P40. See, the germinal center is spared. And again, here you see this combination of thymoma cells on the left-hand side and then the germinal center over here. Here's a keratin stain. And like I told you in previous videos, the neoplastic element in thymomas is always epithelial. So there must be an epithelial proliferation that distorts the architecture of the normal thymus, does not look like normal thymus. And here you get the B cell hyperplasia component. The stain here is CD20. So you see many, many lymphoid follicles with germinal centers in the background. So the cool thing about multinodular thymoma with lymphoid stroma is that in contrast to usual thymomas where the neoplastic component is epithelial, but the background is predominantly CD3 positive, TDT positive T cells, in this thymoma, the background is a florid B cell hyperplasia, CD20 positive. And in this way, this thymoma is different than other thymomas. Other than that, it's a pretty good prognosis thymoma, and generally follows the rules of all the other thymomas, that staging is important and so forth. And I hope you learned something about this very interesting subtype of thymoma. Thank you for listening.